just looking at things and seeing that they could have another purpose. So I've always done that since I was a child. At a very young age, my mom always encouraged me. I made art, and someone said in school when I was a kid, hey, she's good at art. She could draw straight lines and it looks like something. I initially had an interest in sort of like architectural drawing and things like that, and took classes for that. My mom was like, here, you should do that. So I always, whatever I was interested in, I would pursue. It would be an artistic practice or a craft practice. You know, my grandmother taught me to sew, and then my Aunt Terry had a company called Terry's Knits. She would knit me a sweater every year. So I was always around women creating things, be it my aunt or my grandmother or my mom, even my sister, the things we would find, we would make things all the time. I take all the pressure and stress, anything that is a recurring conversation in my head, and I put it into the work. And the relaxing nature of making this work and the repetition of that allows me to disappear those stories. So my real life is in the work. Every single turn of the yarn, the weft, everything is something related, a moment in my head that comes out and is in the rope. And it's freeing to be able to do that. I want to be there as often as I can.
I play piano. I sing. I write music. So yeah, I create art. But I just like art in general, and it's multifaceted, you know. So my art is different from anybody else's, and the same can be said for anybody else. I think, you know, walking around her gallery, you know, you see Theda in different moods and expressions, and it's apparent in her illustrations. So, yeah.
I am a fused glass artist. So one of the things that really attracted me about coming today is I love textiles because I work with things that are hard and hard-edged. I have a lot of little cuts. And it's nice to be working with my hands and seeing something that's immediately complete as opposed to having to put glass in the kiln, wait 12 hours, see what comes out. And I like that immediacy. I like the texture. I like kind of getting outside of my own element and trying something new.
Feeling things and the therapeutic element of today working with Theda.
I have moments where I am completely like in flow, where everything disappears.
What would you call that?
I mean, freaking nirvana, because there's no conversation in my head. There's nothing. You know, like when you meditate and you try to get to nothing and hear nothing, no voices, not even being conscious of your body. Like there's lots of things that can take you out of that mental state, right? But when I get there and I'm making, it comes from making art. I want to be there as often as I can. Bringing this to other people, the people that today and in previous sessions have said to me like, wow, I didn't even realize how this is so relaxing. They're just doing this. I should do this. I could see watching TV and doing this, or I can do this and something else, right? Well, this and something else is kind of how our lives are, right? But if it starts with this and something else instead of the 15 things that you're doing at once, the slowdown of this is, I mean, in a way, it's a gift to people. And the fact that they're sitting and we're talking about it, or we're talking about what's there for them, I explain that it's the hair.
To me, a community is when a group of people come together based on what they feel is valuable, what they feel is their treasure, and they'll have their differences and maybe not see everything eye to eye, but at their core, what they believe in is the same.
Our art is very beautiful, very different, and somewhat inspirational, so.
Each time I allow myself, and the word allow is specific, each time I allow myself to call myself an artist, that means I have to be doing something. I have to be making the work. I actually have to do the work, not think about the work. There's a lot of time in making art where I'm thinking about the work, and yes, I guess that's making art, but I literally can have waking moments where I sit there and sort of zone out and see an entire piece before it's done. I don't even have the materials, and I already know what I need to do. And I see myself literally out of body experience, making it and in progress and finished. And most people sketch that stuff. That just happens when my brain zones out.
She discovered what she loves, but now we're taking that a step further. She's taking that a step further, and she wants to, you know, teach it to people. She said Newark was one of the cities she wanted to go to, so I love that. I really love that.
I think we move in fear, and fear causes us to be hesitant about our life decisions. We can't live like that.
I don't know what's going to happen, but I've noticed that because I put together a Pinterest board where I'm putting together things that are inspiring me, looking at other people's work, and looking at like really stylized photos, and looking at just photos in the bush, and I'm noticing that I'm choosing a color palette that's slightly different. I'm experimenting with materials a little differently, so I don't know what's next, except for knowing that there's this thing going to happen at some point this year, that I'm excited to explore some new materials on the subject matter that I'm like, I just love being in this conversation. And I really just can't wait when I get to Africa and meet these women that do the very intricate braiding and beadwork. You know, there's whole conversations where in the braiding and in the beadwork, they tell the story of that family, or whether that woman is divorced or how many children she has, all in the choices that they make, in the jewelry that they make and how they braid their hair. I don't even know what's going to happen to this when I am present to that.